Hello, boys and girls. It's, uh, it's my NHL Pearls of Wisdom guy in his Pilates gear. Lovely. By the way, I have some exciting news. I have a new sponsor. Not only do we have Jaime's Body Lube, it's the best there, I said it. We also have Chin Keys Pilates and House of Yoga. It's the Pilates place that I go to. That's Chinkees, Chinkees. Don't you forget it. Okay. Oh, by the way, Martha Peterson is going to receive a vat of Jaime's Body Lube for her subscription to my channel. Congratulations, Martha. Yes. Right. We're on to the Toronto Maple Leafs now, boys and girls, and I know you're all excited. I've been getting all your letters. What's going on with Toronto? Why are you waiting so long for Toronto? Well, I had to wait this long for Toronto because there's just so I didn't know what they were going to do by the end of the season, if they were going to improve the team. And also it leads on to my next prediction stage, which I've spent a lot of time meditating in vats of Nutella to gain insight from the creator on exactly what what teams are going to place where in the season of 2018. And it's pretty much all finished now. It's pretty much come to a 92% ready. And I'll tell you right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be high in the standings, boys and girls. That's just a little peek into it. And so, yeah. Okay, Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's go down their roster here. This is my fancy little thing that I do there. There's a guy called the Hockey Guy, and he's really professional and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not like that. Van Riemsdyk, Matthews, and this is going from the Hockey News, by the way. I do this because they tend to talk to the teams to come up with where the team feels that they should be on the depth chart, I guess you'd say. And I don't agree with it often, but who am I, right? Just, pearls of wisdom, that's all. Riemsdyk, Matthews, Marner they have on the right-hand side. That's a fantastic line. I would rather put Nylander there. I think that's probably where he'll play. But for some reason, for now, they're putting Marner there, and that's not bad. That's not a bad thing at all. This lineup, Riemsdyk, Matthews, Marner, there's not too many first lines in the league that are going to match that. And by the way, the Toronto depth is insane this year. Marleau, Kadri, and Nylander they have now. That is an interesting pairing. Marleau and Kadri Marleau's always been so underrated defensively. It's crazy. Great pickup, by the way, for a team that wants leadership and needs a leader. You couldn't pick much better of a guy. He is excellent. The money that they gave him was going to be well worth it. Kadri, so underrated as a centerman. I think he's one of the best two-way centermen in the league right now. He gets nowhere near enough credit for how good he is defensively, and he has his possession game is off the charts. Having Nylander on the right there brings an interesting dynamic of a shooter to go along with them. Two shooters on either side. So Marleau and Nylander are two shooters on the either side of a pretty darn good playmaker in Kadri's. That's a fantastic second line. It would be a first line on most teams. And then they have Hyman, Bozak, and Komarov. I can't disagree with this, the roster as is. I don't think Bozak's going to be on the roster coming into the year. You're going to probably see Nylander in the middle and Kadri move down into this line, which would be a fantastic third line. This isn't a bad third line as well, although Bozak is not the greatest defensive player. And this is puts him in a position that's not really his role. I think probably what you'll end up seeing is they could start it like that, but Kadri comes down and Bozak goes up the middle where he'd be more comfortable in an offensive role. Martin, Moore, and Brown as your fourth line is a very adequate fourth line. Myself, I like in their they have Levo, and I really like Levo. I'm not sure he's a fourth liner, but he can play not too bad in the corners. I'd rather put Levo there and leave Martin, in and out of the lineup whenever you need him. Uh, with Moore, a veteran guy, he's a good face-off guy. He's a good in the room. All that old school stuff that people say. And there's a lot of value in that, and he's certainly it. And he can play. He can certainly play. Brown, I really enjoy his game. I think he could be a third liner, but he's probably going to be a fourth liner on a cup contending team, and a damn good one at that, boys and girls. Damn good one. Now he'll probably be replaced, and on Komarov as well, by the depth chart guys that they have, which is amazing. You got Kapanen and Shoshnikov on your right side depth. Either one of those guys could supplant Komarov and Brown. I like Shoshnikov. I've watched, and his skating isn't like super, but he's a smart player and he knows how to get to the right spots. I have a feeling he's probably going to have to find a place on another team, but when he does, like say a team like Carolina gave him a shot, I think the guy's got 20 to 25 goal potential. I really do. And when you've got that as your like seventh guy in your right side depth chart, you got some depth, boys and girls. I'll tell you that. Gauthier, I think, will be split between Moore and given even more of a bigger role this year. They've been slowly bringing him up, and he's been improving every year and doing very well. Nothing wrong with having him as your 13th or 14th or 15th forward, somewhere around there. Fantastic depth, excellent depth, and this forward depth it rivals pretty much anybody in the league. This is why you're going to be so interested to find out where I have them in my predictions. I know, don't, try to take some sleeping pills at night to get yourself rested, because I don't want you, staying up all night worrying about this. Anyways, for defensemen, Riley, Gardner, Zaitsev, and Hainsey, they have them as that in that order. I honestly think Zaitsev is probably their best defenseman right now, and I'd put Gardner a second. I've gone at length about Gardner, and you can go back into my videos and see what I say about how he gets ravaged in the media and by fans, and I think it's misguided. I think he's a fantastic defenseman. Okay, so he doesn't grind you out in the boards, and every once in a while he makes a misplay in his own end, but when he's not making a misplay in his own end, he is making excellent outlet passes. Something that a lot of defensemen that they have not been capable of doing. They just bang it around the boards, and that comes back in the zone, and nobody looks at that and goes, "Oh, look at what a terrible play." It has the same effect as coughing up the puck, and that person does that way more than Gardner coughs up the puck, without a doubt. That's putting it mildly. Hainsey, I love that pickup. When he went to Pittsburgh last year, I was saying that guy's going to play big minutes. I think he's the most underrated defenseman maybe ever. It's unfortunate he's just always been buried on bad teams, but he is a really, really good defenseman. You guys are going to be happy you got him. Even at his age, he reminds me of he's like the Cullen of defensemen. Nobody ever heard of him, but when they're on your team, you go, how did I not know about this guy? He's fantastic, and even at his age, he's going to provide a really good role for you guys. Carrick, good, awesome he's getting a chance this year. He deserves it. He's an excellent possession defenseman. He's going to play in your 5-6. Borgman, I honestly don't know much about this kid, but I'm going to say that with the drafting team that they have, he's probably pretty damn good. These are you have in Toronto, you have some of the greatest minds in the game. So I pretty much give you credit for every move you make. Marincin is probably going to be off the team here. I hope he gets a place to go somewhere else. I don't know what they are not seeing in him. I think he plays a really solid game. He's probably going to end up playing somewhere else. I'm running along on time, but I got to say a little bit about this Nielsen guy you picked up in the third round in 2015. 39 points last year, 14 goals. I could see that guy doing some damage in your lineup and maybe supplanting the Boardman and Marincin and playing in your seventh guy. Serious depth. I think you got a serious team this year. I think that you are cup contenders, honestly. I really, really do. Anyways, boys and girls, I ran long, but you guys are Leafs fans and you'll watch hockey like crazy, and that's why we love you. But I've given you my full 42% now. It's all I've got to give. Check out my other videos, boys and girls. Have a great day. Lots of love to ya.